This video will tell you very quickly how to format a references page according to the requirements of the Publication Manual of the American Psychological Association 7th edition, otherwise known as APA style. These are the formatting requirements used in the vast majority of college classes, including courses in business, engineering, education, social work, nursing, economics, and many of the natural sciences. Just to make sure we're on the same page, the references page is what you put at the end of any college paper that references any source of information, which is generally the case for any paper you might write in college. The formatting requirements are irritatingly specific, but you just have to learn them once. Then they should be the same for just about any class you take. Now, there's a good chance you've heard of this thing called EasyBib, and probably several other tools like it. Trust me, if things like this worked, I'd be their biggest fan. But in a little over a decade of teaching college composition, I've found that these web tools do exactly one thing reliably well, and that is to spit out the wrong citation almost every time. So suffice it to say, I am not a fan, since it's my job to make sure students learn how to do this correctly, and I'm the one who has to take points off on papers and deal with angry people as a result. And the thing of it is, it's actually really easy to do this right, and I can cover it in just a few minutes. Everything I tell you here comes directly from the source, the official publication manual for APA style, so you can rest assured that what you see here is accurate. What I'll give you are a series of what I'll call formulas, sort of like math formulas, for citing the three most common types of sources that you'll likely use for academic papers. The ones that you'd find in the databases I've recommended in a separate video called How to Locate Sources for Research-Based Essays, which you can also find on my YouTube channel. The first formula we'll look at is the one for citing major national newspapers and news magazines. At the top of the page here, you see the formula for the citation. All you need to do is look for the information at the top of any article and plug it into the formula. Here I've got a screenshot of the top of an article that I located in a library database. And here I've got a copy of the perfectly formatted citation for that article. The formula starts with the author's last name, which you see here, and that gets added here. You also have to put all of the commas and periods that you see in the formula in exactly the right place, so you see that comma from the formula here. Then you'll need the first initial of the author's first name. The author's first name is Mark, so you place the letter M here, followed by a period. The formula requires a second initial too, if it's given. For this article it's not, so we just leave it out. Then you'll identify the publication year, month, and day and place them in parentheses. That information is found here, and there it is plugged into the citation. Next is the article's title, which is here. There it is in the citation, and notice that you only capitalize the first letter of the title. It's just the rule, don't overthink it. And lastly, you'll add the publication title set in italics, which is found here, and then there it is in the citation. And on the publication title, you'll go ahead and capitalize the first letter of each word in the title. Next, we'll take a look at how to cite scholarly academic journal articles, and we can go a little faster on this one since it's pretty similar to the one for newspapers and magazines. It starts the same way with the names of the authors, and unfortunately you do have to list all of the authors, like you see here. Put an ampersand, that's the little and symbol, before the last one. Then just the publication year without the day and month will be placed in parentheses. There it is at the top of the article, and there it is in the citation. Next is the article's title, which is usually at the top, and we input it into the citation. Do note that you should capitalize the first letter of the subtitle like you see it done here. Next is the publication title, there it is, and there it is as part of the citation. Scholarly academic journal articles also have volume numbers and issue numbers. There's that information, and there it is in the citation. Make sure to follow that format with the issue number in parentheses. Finally, you'll add the page range, which is right there, and follow that format in the citation. Just one more type of source to talk about here. Book chapters also pop up in the databases a lot, and those can be great sources for research-based essays too. The citation starts out the same, but then you're going to add the chapter title after the year. The chapter title is there, and there it is in the citation. Then you're going to put the word in, followed by the book title, which is nicely labeled for you here, and there it is in the citation. Next comes the page range, which you'll take directly from the text of the article, and there it is in the citation. And finally, you'll add the name of the publisher, which is right there, and there it is in the citation. Lastly, after you get done putting all your citations together, you'll need to do a little additional formatting. First, place all of the sources in alphabetical order by the first letter of each author's last name, so the source that starts with the last name Fingerman should go at the bottom of this page, like you see here. Then select all of the text on the page, and you'll need to change the font type to Times New Roman by clicking on the drop-down menu and making the selection you see here. You'll also need to change the font size to 12 point by doing as you see here. Next, you'll change the line spacing. Click on the line spacing icon, which you see the top arrow pointing to, and then click on line spacing options, which the bottom arrow is pointing to. You'll then see this pop-up window. Click on the drop-down menu next to the words line spacing and select double. Then, before you click OK, also click on this drop-down menu next to the word special and select hanging. Then click OK. After you click OK, the pop-up window should go away and the page should look like this. Lastly, you'll need to add the word references at the top of the page, and you'll need to place it in the center by clicking on the center icon, which the top arrow is pointing to. And there you have it, a perfectly formatted references page. That concludes this video on creating the references page in APA style.